I told you. Dallas Cowboys fans. Dallas, what's up? No, I'm playing. Nah, but Dallas, you ain't see this coming? Cowboys fans, you ain't see this happening? Come on, man. You do this every year, bruh. Every year it's we go into the Super Bowl. This is the team. You see all the talent we got on this roster? Yo, I saw a stat, a hilarious stat, or a hilarious meme. I'm gonna put it up on the on the screen. But it said, so much talent on this team. They surely won a playoff game, right? And it had like Dak, 4,000 yards passing, Zeke, 1,000-yard rusher, 10 sacks, Michael Parsons, 10 plus picks, Trayvon Diggs, 1,000-yard receiver, I think it was CD or Amari, one of them. And they fold again. Oh, Dallas, man. Honestly, fuck the Cowboys fans. Sorry. It's fun seeing the Cowboys fans in pain. But I do feel sorry for Dak because I'm a big Dak fan. Even though I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. And I've been kind of, consistent with that over the last couple years. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback, but I do love him. He's a great person, obviously. He does a lot of great things off the field. And I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback by any means, but I just don't think you can win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. That's just my opinion. Now, fair play. I'm going to side with him. He didn't lose the game yesterday. It was not on him. They got to fire Mike McCarthy expeditiously, immediately. Should have been done yesterday. He should not have flown back. Oh, no, they were in Dallas. He should not have been on the bus going back. I mean, this dude is just incompetent. Incompetence personified is Mike McCarthy. He's got to go. I don't know why they hired him in the first place. If you remember, after he got hired, when he was doing the presser, he said that he blatantly lied to Jerry Jones just to get the job. Jerry said, oh, well, he's been watching film on his year off. He's seen every Cowboys game. We expect him to have that level of detail when he comes in to coach. And McCarthy was like, yeah, that's not true. I lied. Bruh. Right then and there, you should have cut his ass. But you didn't. And now, fair play, they did make the playoffs, but, bro, one and done. With the Cowboys, I said this before the game. The Cowboys have the better quarterback in this game between them and the Niners, and the better roster. But the Niners have the better coaching staff. And even though I didn't agree with a lot of, well, not a lot, but a few things that Shanny did in that second half, and early on in the game when he didn't go for it on 4th and 1 and kick the points, that showed, massively in this game how much better Shanny, McDaniel, DeMeco Ryans, hell of a game by DeMeco Ryans in that defense, man. That showed big time in that game. Whereas McCarthy, fair play to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn did his job, but McCarthy and Kellen Moore, I mean, if I'm an NFL team looking for a head coach, I'm crossing Kellen Moore off my list after that game. The way he coached up that game, schemed up, his players that game. CeeDee Lamb went a long stretch without catching a pass. I don't know how you can do that. Kellen Moore is not on my list anymore after that game. No, he wasn't really on my list anyway. I should do a video about that, about like head coaches that I would assign to the vacant spots. But anyway, yeah, just a poor game from the Cowboys offensively, man. I thought the defense did some good things, especially in the second half. But Cowboys, you gotta fire McCarthy expeditiously. Get that done. Find a new coach, because you can't find a new quarterback after the extension you gave Dak, and you got to change that coach, man. Now to the Niners side, I told you, I had the Niners winning in the upset. It was a great game. Had me on the edge of my seat. I was so furious at the end because Jimmy, it felt like Jimmy was gonna blow up the game and give the Cowboys the win. Jimmy threw a bad interception later, probably like the third quarter. Gave the Cowboys a quick score to make it 23-17. I was like, oh, you know, I've seen this before. I love Kyle Shanahan, but his teams tend to choke away leads, man, and it's infuriating, man. He was conservative. You know, at the end, he finally grew a pair and went for it on 4th and 1, and of course, they got called for a false start, so they had to punt the freaking football. Ugh, annoying. But he did great. Him and McDaniel did a great job scheming the beginning of the game, running the ball effectively, you know, quick passes, getting Deebo Samuel involved, running the ball. I loved what they did early on. And it's just, you know, the problem with the Niners, and the reason why I don't have them advancing past the divisional round, I think the Packers will beat them, is they're just not consistent enough. And that starts with Jimmy Garoppolo, I think. You know, I would have started Trey Lance earlier in the year. Maybe they'd be here, maybe they wouldn't. But there's a couple plays in that game against the Cowboys where Jimmy G didn't hit that Trey Lance absolutely would have. Particularly early on, George Kittle running a don't know what the play's called, like a wheel. He's running a wheel and he cuts up field wide open. Jimmy never saw him, didn't throw the ball. Trey Lance, fair play, Jimmy was under pressure, but Trey Lance with that arm, and considering he loves throwing downfield, I have no doubt in my mind Trey Lance would have found found George Kittle deep and hit him for the touchdown. There are a couple plays like that where I'm like, Trey Lance would have made that throw. Trey Lance would have made that throw. I'm like, but hopefully we see Trey Lance next year, and they move off Jimmy, trade him to Pittsburgh or something for a 2nd or 3rd round. I don't know, but they're just not consistent enough, man. And it starts with Jimmy. He's so up and down. You know, looking at his stat line for the day, 16-25 is not bad, but just 172 yards, and he threw a bad interception. You know, the way they win games, you know, they win in spite of Jimmy. You know, as much as I love Jimmy, I'm a fan of his, but let's be honest. Let's tell how it is. They need to win the game by running the ball. And this is what I like to see. 27 carries for Eli Mitchell, 10 carries for Deebo Samuel. That's how you win the game. They both scored a touchdown as well. Man, I feel like with Lance, he get Ayuk involved a lot more. He gets Samuel involved a lot more. But they don't want to pass too much because Jimmy's just, you know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, man. They win in spite of Jimmy. And they're not going to go into Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, that defense, and win if Jimmy doesn't ball out. And I don't expect Jimmy to ball out, so I think the Niners are going to lose. But yeah, man, this was the best game of the weekend. Although Rams and Cardinals do play tonight. Can't wait for that game. I'm predicting the Rams. I want the Cardinals, but I think the Rams are going to win. We'll see. The Rams and Cardinals, you know, to me, it's a little bit different to what I said about the Cowboys and 49ers, where the Rams have the better coach and the better roster, but I think the Cardinals have the better quarterback. And that'll be really interesting to see how that game goes, given that, you know, being the case. Not saying Stafford's a scrub or anything, but over the last couple weeks, he's really tried to lose them these games, man. And he actually lost them the game last week. So we'll see what happens, man. But so far, this has been the best game of Wildcard Weekend. I'm going to do one of these videos breaking down each game so far from Wildcard Weekend. Had to start with this game, though, because it was amazing. Cowboys, fire McCarthy. That QB draw at the end of the game is in the same realm of Joe Judge calling a QB sneak in their own end zone. Yeah, it's that bad. It's egregious. He needs to get fired, and you guys need to find a real coach. That's the video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links in the description below, as always. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and see you real soon.